Good morning. This feels really weird, so we'll just get on with it. Let's start off nice and simple, like really simple. So I'll try and mirror this, and I will post this live later, but I will try to mirror, so everybody right leg back into short stance, nice and simple. All you're going to do is right arm from where your guard is, Jordan Agi UK, and then come back to guard position. So ish. Don't forget to use your hikate, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. Now the path of the Jordan Agi UK, even though you can see it's centre line now, it still needs to cut across and then come upwards. So make sure you're not just lifting the hand up, that you are cutting across first and up. Don't let it do this, just from this position, straight across, so it's going to cut this direction and up. Okay, now we're going to add Jordan Yakuzuki. I don't know if you can see my feet, I don't know if you can see where my stance is, I'm not sure, but from this position here, we're going to go Jordan, and then twist the hip in for a Jordan Yakuzuki, and then come back. Make sure you're aiming just below your nose. Okay, block each. Punch knee, and back to guard. Always come back to guard every time. Block itch, knee, back to guard. Ish, knee. Okay, when you engage the hip, you need to make sure that this back foot can engage as well. So you can twist the hip in, or if you are a little bit flexible, you can just use the leg muscle to engage the hip. So, Jordan and Jordan. So block, block punch. Ish, ni, san, shi. Elbows in all the way through the punch. Go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. Okay, change legs. Same thing opposite side. We're doing, yeah. Okay, so same thing opposite side. Straight to Jordan and then punch. Ish, ni, san, we're all going light. Shi, go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. Okay, change legs again. Now, with this one, I want you to do the same combination again, but instead of staying static on the punch, can I go this way? Yeah, I probably can go this way. Instead of staying static on the punch, step into this. Let me just try to adjust that slightly. That's better. So you're going to step on the punch. So, Jordan block. Each, from this position, step, punch, back. Now your goal here is to step and have the punch land on that step, but also engage. So you did different ways you can do it. We can either go from block, step, engage, so it's kind of 1-2, or we can use the engagement as our step. So it becomes, rather than it be 1-2 for the punch, this here is the reason we move forwards. We're kind of falling into it, we're kind of using our back foot to push into that step. If you don't have a partner right now, you can partner this up. I'll try and explain as much as I possibly can how to partner this up. Okay, Jordan and punch. Ish, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, always bringing the hikate back to the hip. Ach, ku, ju. Okay, good, change legs. Same thing opposite side. Ish. Don't forget we're stepping and punching now. Ni, san, shi, go. I'm not taught and trained for years. Ruk, probably tell. Sich, ach, Ku, Ju. Okay, change legs. Now, this time what I want you to do is, I want you to step forwards on the punch. So you're going to go from where you are, you're going to block, so you put your block in, and then instead of staying static, step forwards and punch. Okay? So you've got your, try and mirror me, I won't say left or right, but we're blocking over the forward leg. So, Jordan block, this time step forwards and punch, and then come back. Now when you come back, when you retreat, try and make this hikate part of the reason why you come back as well. So, it's out, by yanking this back, it's going to help us gain momentum on the way back as well. Whew, it's warm in here. Okay, from there, Jordan and step. Each, Jordan, forwards, punch, and back. Now don't forget to, when you step forwards, Siriachi. It's no good just stepping. Gotta make sure it comes through. All become clear later. Block each, knee, san, shi. Okay, whole thing nice and slowly. Ish, knee, san, shi. Go, ruk, sich, ach, ku, ju. Change legs. This isn't the same as having your own your own Hombu dojo, is it? But what it does is it allows you to be able to train. I'm going to show you some things as well in this video, this first video, that you can use for home training as where you can, when moving forwards in kata, I'll show you how to transition, and when moving backwards in kata, I'll show you how to transition and the reasons why, if I remember. Okay, Jordan block, each, forwards and punch, knee, don't get Siriachi, you can take it back all the way, block each, knee, ish, knee. Okay, let's do the whole thing. Ish. Now when you're stepping forwards, the engagement of the, when you're doing it as a Yakuzuki first, the reverse punch, you engage the hip, but your feet were still pretty much static. This time, that hip engagement is here to help you move forwards. So when you execute this, it's here. So you're looking around this section now. So when you check, there's for the reverse punch, or here's for the reverse punch, but also here's for the step forwards. This is also going to help you with first and second kata, which again I'll try and go through at some point. So, Jordan each, hand punch, come back, knee, come back, san. Don't worry, I'm going to throw something in there to help the transition backwards. Shi, go, ruk. If you want to feeling really frisky for the block, put a bit of gamaku, hip tremor into the block. Don't go from 45 to then pulling the hip off, because that's going to negate the stance. But certainly let the hips just tremor a little bit. I don't know what the hell I look like. Sich, ach, ko, ju. Okay, change legs, mai. Okay, same thing from this position now. We need a nap after this. Okay, how long are we going for? 10 minutes. Okay, this time you can do the block. I'll add something in. We'll do the block and step forwards first. Each block, step forwards. Now, on your way back, with your front leg, I want you to execute a back kick and step back. So you're just going from, make sure I don't kick anything. Going from where you are, kick, he says, from where you are, kick and land behind you. So, Jordan and Jordan. Ish. Now from this position, the front leg comes in and back. Now when you do this, when you do the kick, don't just kick and land. When you do this, try to execute at least into here, at least if you're in a Heikadet's position, there's your preparation for your back kick. Boom, boom. So we're preparing here. So we're doing this, we're still coming up to here. Back, in, and then down, okay? Helps with a bit more balance as well. The other thing to remember when you are doing the back kick is don't kick from out here. Drag in. So it's kind of going to have that action. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, no, maybe. Feels weird talking to yourself. Okay, Jordan, step, kick. Ish. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Ruk. Now when you do the back kick, just food for thought, you've got your punch out here, let it come in, let it collapse. Don't leave it out there, otherwise you look like Superman. Okay. Hoi ya ya. Ruk. Sich. Ach. Go. Ju. Good, change legs. Okay, opposite side. And then I'm going to let you bunkai this. Oh, I'm getting some air. I'm going to let you bunkai this. So, Jordan first. Followed by step forwards punch. In this position, drag in, kick and back. In Kihon, you need to come together. That's because we're kicking from this position for the back kick. But because we're doing this as a combination, there's nothing stopping us allowing that little bit of space. As long as the kick ends up behind us, it doesn't really matter. Ich, punch knee, kick san. Don't forget, whenever you're kicking, looking over the correct shoulder. Block ich, knee, san. Ich, knee, san. All three. Ich, knee, san, shi. Go. Ruk. Sich. Hach. Ko. Ju. Okay, now let me explain this. Note to self, wear a t-shirt or vest next time. Let me explain this in bunkai terms. So what I want you to do is, with a partner, have the attacker on this side, have the defender on this side, okay? So all the attacker's going to do is, from neutral position, is step their right leg forwards with a right arm hook punch. Make sure it's head level. So attacker, right arm hook punch. That's going to be your first position to each count. And the count is going to be for the, well, I'll let you play with it by yourselves. So from this position, just throw that around. Defender. Hard to do without a partner. So I'm kind of hoping that some of you got a partner. Your attack's coming in this direction. You've got two choices. We're going to go with the most deadliest one, the most dangerous one. Your two choices are, you can either step back and let the punch glance across the face, or you can step into this. So what we're going to do is, we won't put the step in just yet, but what would happen is, punch comes in, you would stop it, so it connects here. Hook punch is coming in this direction, you stopped it. But because we are thinking more real, let's start from a neutral point of view. Hands up, right leg back. Then all you've got to do with this top hand, this left hand, is as the punch comes in, block as you have been doing. Now it's not going to come 1, 2. But it still is Jordan, Age, Uke. Jordan, head, Age, rising, Uke to receive. So it's still a rising head level receiving technique. Because you're going from where you are, blocking the head, it's rising and it's receiving. So it still is the principle of Jordan, Age, Uke. So we'll start with our right leg back, hands up, hook punch comes in, so your partner's going to step right leg forwards, right arm hook punch, block this. Now if you work with the first one, there was no step. We're going to use our left hand to come on the outside edge, so getting the tricep. Our partner's here. We're going to use our Jordan block to cup around the outside edge. And as we do that, we're going to use our hikate to drop the arm in. So if you can imagine there's an arm here. I'm going to come on the outside of it and pull back. I've now got an arm in here. That then pulls the person from here off balance. And watch what happens to the arm. So as that happens, because your arm's on the outside, you're blocked on the inside, but you're going to cup on the outside. What's going to happen is as you pull that hikate back, that happens to the person. Okay? Fairly straightforward. So we've executed our block, punches happened, hikate comes back, we can push the face, we can strike to the face. Go for a push, go for a shoulder, doesn't really matter, go for the chest. But don't use a fist, use what comes naturally. So it's hook punch comes in, 1, 2. Hook punch comes in, 1, 2. Okay? There's your first step, because it's static. Now the hook punch is still hook punching. Right arm hook punch, right leg forwards. Dead simple. So from this position, hook punch comes in, we blocked it. Now we're going to step forwards. Now if you can imagine, our puncher has now stepped inside my foot line. So they've come from this direction and they're now here somewhere. I need to get around this leg by Suriachi. So I'm now stepped around the back of this person. So as we block, 1, they've stepped in, 2. We're going to step around their front leg. So their front leg is now behind us. Push towards the face. Don't go all the way, because I don't know how much room you've got in your living room. But just go to the point of unbalancing. This would be a throw down to the floor. Now it would have to happen kind of quick. You can't, and you could be practicing this as I'm talking. You can't stop there, because you know there's another technique coming in. So it has to be 1, 2. Okay, and then fall on the floor. Now that's stage 2. Stage 3 was the back kick. Now the reason the back kick is there is to execute that kind of sweeping technique. So, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Well, I do in my own head. To execute that technique, it would be 1, I'll do it this way so you can see. So we've got right arm hook punch comes in, we block. We step around the back and we strike towards the face. From this position, front leg, our front leg is now behind their front leg. And then from that position, if you can imagine that, just taking their front leg out, and that's where they land on the floor. And if you want to act the Superman out, you've got here, just push down. Okay? From that position, what you've done is you've defended the attack, you've counter-attacked, and you've gained yourself some space. Okay? In the eyes of the law, I would say perfectly fine. Don't quote me on that though. Don't go trying that. I mean, you've got to be at least 2 meters away these days. So, your partner work is 3 stages. From this position, right arm hook punch comes in, block with your left. We've done this on both sides, so you can practice both sides if you want, but 90% of the time, people are going to throw a right arm hook punch first. I'll show you what to do for the left arm hook punch. So, right arm comes in, left arm jaw down. Stage 1, straight strike. Straight strike to the chin, to the nose, wherever. So long as this arm here comes around the outside and pulls back. So we've now blocked an arm, hooked an arm. Okay? Stage 2, 1, block the arm, hook the arm, Siriachi, push down to the floor. Now when you're pushing down to the floor, you've got 2 options there. You can either use the chin and push their head backwards, or you can work to the weakness of the stance. So as an example, if they're hooking this way, if we were to push on that left shoulder, that then becomes the weakness of the stance. I deserve an Oscar for this acting, tell ya. And then stage 3 is 1, forward and strike. We're not going to put the push in just yet. And then from here, sweep. Okay? Now, if you really want to feel frisky about this, you can put a front kick in there. So while I'm talking, you can still go through this. Same block, same punch, same counter. This hand here is now going to reach behind the back. Or reach behind the back. You would probably go to their right side. So you'd have the head this way. And then I'm going to go front kick. Forwards. And then come back. Okay? So, Jordan again. We're hooking in as normal, as we just have been doing. We're striking as normal, as we have been doing. So we're just smashing the head. But we're going to reach around the back. And as we pull the knee up, we pull the hand down. Okay? So, why do I say it's a front kick? Because the stage of a front kick is, there's the first stage. You're not going to kick through. So don't panic about kicking through. Just as you get 1, 2, reach through. Now the other thing that you might want to do with that Hiza, it's called a Hiza, is watch my left foot. As the Hiza comes through, this doesn't stay on the same spot. What happens is, little skip. That's just going to help momentum forwards. So you can block, Jordan, through. As you can see, I don't have a lot of room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video there. I'm going to let you play around with that, and then we're going to get into something else. I'll get into some kata in a second, because this would be the point of a class where I would say, right, okay, bunkai that. And you spend maybe 10-15 minutes bunkaiing that, okay? So I'm going to rely on you, because I can't see you. We've got a massive 2 viewers. I'm going to rely on you, because I can't see you, to bunkai that. Again, I'm hoping you are. You can always rewind the video, go back, etc, etc. The main point is the mechanics of the actual block. I've said to a few people since we forcibly broke up, is work on the mechanics of the technique. As in, for example, Joranagi UK doesn't come this way. Joranagi UK comes this way, in, back. So it cuts across the gut as you block. It doesn't come straight down to the side. It cuts across the gut. Elbows in on the strike, and then knees up for the Hiza, and then same for the back kick. Okay? I'm going to pause it there. That's part 1. I'll be back with part 2 after these short messages.